Hey, basketball fans, Harrison Graham from Chat Sports. Basketball season is underway, and if you want the latest news, rumors, trade ideas, and a whole lot more, this is the channel for you. So I'm asking you guys to hit that big red button and subscribe today. The more subscribers we get equals the more videos we can put out just for you guys as the NBA season rolls along, and of course into the offseason as well. So go ahead and subscribe and hit that big red button. Into the latest surrounding the Dallas Mavericks. How about a Victor Oladipo trade? This one's being thrown out there by Bleacher Report. A lot of trade rumors circulating the NBA and the Dallas Mavericks because, well, Luka Doncic needs some help around him. And Victor Oladipo could be an ideal secondary playmaker next to a guy like Luka Doncic. Obviously, Oladipo was part of that James Harden 4-team blockbuster. He's with the Rockets now. That feels pretty temporary. I think there's a really good chance Oladipo gets dealt before the NBA trade deadline, and I think Dallas could be a natural fit there because the Mavs really do need another player in that backcourt next to Luka that can handle the ball. Tim Hardaway's had a decent year. Oladipo's a playmaker, though, and I think he could really help the Dallas Mavericks. In limited games this year, over 20 points per game, 5 rebounds, 4.5 assists, just 34% from 3, but I think that number would go up exponentially if he were going to play with a guy like Luka Doncic. Victor Oladipo is starting to look like pre-injury Oladipo now that he's a full year removed from that surgery from a couple of years ago. I think he could give Dallas a major boost if they were able to trade for him before the NBA trade deadline. Bleacher Report threw this idea together. I think it's interesting. Oladipo to the Mavs for Tim Hardaway Jr., expiring contract, Josh Green, your rookie draft pick, and a 2025 first-round pick, which, what's that going to be worth? Late 20s? That's not going to be that much value. I think that's a decent trade if you ask me. So who says no? Type M for the Mavs, type R for the Rockets. Honestly, I don't think either team says no. Rockets get another first-round pick as they continue to commit to a rebuild, and Victor Oladipo heads to the Mavs, who's trying to enter that win-now window with Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. The Mavericks need some help. And now, I'm not saying hit the panic button when you have two superstars under the age of 26 in Luka and KP, but Dallas has struggled so far this season. Now, they've been decimated with COVID. Dorian Finney-Smith, Josh Richardson, Maxi Kleber, Dwight Powell, Jalen Brunson all missed significant time due to the health and safety protocols in the NBA. But this team's 8-10 right now. All those guys came back, and they just lost to Donovan Mitchell-less Utah by almost 20 points. Mitchell didn't even play in that game, and they got crushed. That's not a great sign. I think the next couple of weeks will tell us a lot to see if Dallas is going to be a big player in the trade market. I think they will be because Luka Doncic is a guy you want to keep happy because he's having another MVP caliber season, 27.5 points, almost averaging a triple-double there with over 9 rebounds and 9 assists per game. Kristaps Porzingis is back, but he's still working his way back from injury, and something that we've mentioned a lot on this show is that we don't know how much we're going to be able to rely on Kristaps Porzingis in Dallas. We just don't know. The injury concern, it's always going to be there with KP. And yeah, giving up Tim Hardaway in a Oladipo trade, it would hurt a little bit, but Oladipo's better than Hardaway. Let's be very clear about that. He's a better ball handler. Maybe he's not shooting quite as high of a percentage this year, but overall he's better. I just think he's a better fit, too, to give an extra playmaker next to Doncic. Tim Hardaway's not much of a playmaker. I like Josh Richardson. I like Jalen Brunson, but those aren't guys that should be, relied on to give you, legitimate scoring there. Oladipo's a legitimate scorer in this league. He's a 20-point guy. So you would have 3 20-plus point scorers if you brought him in next to KP and Luka. So I like this idea for the Mavericks. I think Oladipo gets dealt. We'll see if Dallas ends up being the team that gets him before the NBA trade deadline. Now, name a player the Mavericks should trade for before the NBA trade deadline. Go ahead and let me know. Maybe you think it's Oladipo. Maybe you think it's a different player. I want to hear from you guys in the comments. I think a secondary ball handler that can score makes a lot of sense. I think Victor Oladipo would be a big name, but you go ahead and get your votes in right now. Now, we've got some NBA face coverings on sale at chatsports.com/NBA mask. A lot of these up to 50% off all of your favorite teams. You can get Mavericks ones. You can get Warriors ones. Solo packs all the way up to 4 packs at that link, chatsports.com/NBA mask. We got Lakers one. Again, solo packs up to 4 packs, including that 2-pack. Knicks, Celtics, all kinds of different face coverings available just for you guys. Pick your favorite team, pick your favorite style, pick the amount you want. They're on sale up to 50% off. Chatsports.com/NBA mask. That link will be in the comments. It'll be in the description. Go ahead and pick up a face covering today. Let's get into some Bradley Beal trade rumors as the Wizards star continues to ball out at a very, very high level. But the unfortunate thing for Beal and the Wizards is that Washington stinks and has the worst record in the NBA so far this year. The Russell Westbrook fit hasn't worked out. He's been banged up and has missed some time. In this roster outside of these two players, well, it's just very, very bad. And it seems more and more likely that a trade could be coming before the NBA trade deadline. And I think that's best for Bradley Beal in the future of his career. Now, he's been getting ripped because of bad body language, apparently. Here's what he had to say about that, saying, look, if I'm sitting over there laughing and smiling, what is the media going to say? I just hate losing. I'm going to continue to show pissed off faces. That's what Beal had to say about that. And I don't blame him because he continues to put up 30 pieces and his team just can't win any games. So, will the Washington Wizards trade Bradley Beal? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Is it time for DC to move on from BB? I think it could be time because Bradley Beal has been loyal. He's wanted to make it work in DC, wanted to play with John Wall this year. They traded him for Westbrook. That hasn't worked out. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and type my Y for yes. And it's simple. First of all, a lot of teams are going to show interest in in Bradley Beal, including a team like the Mavericks, I think the Lakers, possibly even the Warriors, and a few others as well. When it comes down to it, Bradley Beal deserves better than this. Bradley Beal deserves to be on a contending team. He is putting up numbers that really are kind of similar to what Harden's done in recent years, where he's putting up huge numbers, and at least the Rockets made a concerted effort to have talent around him. Sure, they tried to go get Westbrook, but the rest of this Wizards team is just not very good. 35.5 points per game. Over 5 rebounds, 5 assists, shooting almost 37% from 3, which is a pretty good number when every opposing team knows he's going to shoot the ball most times. He's shooting 48% from the field, by the way. Bradley Beal is having an MVP type of season, but he'll have no chance of winning it because his team freaking sucks. So I think it's pretty likely he gets traded. And I would like to see one of these teams get him. I think the Atlanta Hawks makes a lot of sense. I would love to fit with the Dallas Mavericks. I think if the Mavs got Bradley Beal and put him next to Luka and Kristaps Porzingis, that would make a whole lot of sense. How about the Denver Nuggets? They got a lot of ammunition, some trade assets, some draft picks as well. How about Golden State? You lose Klay Thompson, you bring Bradley Beal in next to Steph Curry. I think that could make a whole lot of sense for Bradley Beal as well. And then a team like the Lakers. Look, financially it's always going to be tough, but LA is always looking to improve their roster, and if they want to move guys like Kuzma and some other pieces as well, could you imagine a big three of Bradley Beal, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis? Yeah, that would be a whole lot of fun out there in Los Angeles. Whoever it is, I don't really care. I just think it's time for Bradley Beal to get onto a contending team because he deserves better than this just crap roster that he's dealing with Washington, considering he's putting up 35 every single night. So go ahead and predict it for me. Where will Bradley Beal play next? What will be the next team he plays for? Comment below. Let me know in the comment section what team will Beal play for next. I want you guys to predict it right now.